the boxers for the fourth and final preliminary bout are now in the ring, or at least one of them is. Wes Rowe is just making his entrance. Don Hirtle, who has the hood over his head, is the other boxer. Don Hirtle is the third-ranked light heavyweight champion, or lightweight in Canada. And Wes Rowe, who was defeated by Don Hirtle several months ago in Toronto on a split decision, has something to prove tonight, especially before his hometown fans. Gary Summerhays, Bob Price at ringside calling the fight. And Gary, how do you view this fight?
Well, it should be a very good fight. The last time they thought it was a very close fight, and Hirtle's a good, strong fighter, and Wes is a very unpredictable, awkward fellow to fight, and he's a good puncher. This should prove to be a very good fight.
Well, both fighters have been introduced, and of course Wes Rowe drew a large ovation from the good crowd here at the Rafferton District Civic Center. Gary, I didn't catch the name of the referee. Maybe you could check that out for us.
I believe it's Lionel Sullivan, because it's definitely not Sammy Lovespring, so Lionel Sullivan is mistake.
We're just about ready for round one, and I tell you, Hirtle is even anxious. He's already trying to get out into the center of the ring, and here we go.
Wes is a southpaw. This makes things very awkward. Although he hasn't had a real lot of fights, he's had a lot of gym work. So he's more experienced than what his record shows.
I talked to Frank Bricker a few days ago, Gary, and he said that this should be just a knockdown, drag him out type of fight.
Well, both guys like to punch. They're both aggressive, and so I think there'll be a lot of leather thrown in this fight.
So far, there's not been really any damage by either fighter. Again, as you've called it in the earlier fights, Gary, they seem to be out in round one to size each one up.
Yes, that's usually what they do, is they try to size each other up and figure each other out in the first round. Then you get the odd guy to come out and try to tear your head off right in the first 10 seconds, too. So you've got to be ready for everything and anything.
A lot of exchanges on the fighting.
Good hard body shots being thrown by both fighters. You see they're pushing on each other. There's a lot of strength in that ring right now. And Wes landed a good punch there, and Hirtle come right back with a combination. Landed a good punch there, and it seemed to shake Hirtle a little bit, but he's right back now. Wes blocks a few punches there. Hirtle come in with a hard right hand to the belly. Wes is a very awkward person to fight. He wings them in from all over, and he is a southpaw.
He looks very strong, Gary. But
yes,
but so does Don Hirtle.
Both these fighters are very strong. Pushing his way in and punching behind it. He keeps his hands up well in front of him, covers himself up nicely.
There's a shot after the bell, it appeared, but no damage done. The end of round one.
Very good round. Both fighters kind of felt each other out, and they both landed a few punches. Very close round.
Here's a good look at Wes Rowe and manager Frank Bricker and Paul Tattersall kind of working over Wes Rowe. I don't think that he's hurt by any means. They're just kind of wiping him off the perspiration, giving him a little bit to drink and getting him ready for round 2. Wes was out of fighting for a little while, I understand, Gary.
Yes, it was funny. Wes fought as an amateur at 135 pounds, and then he disappeared for 8 years. And when he came back to the gym, he was 235 pounds. He put on 100 pounds, and he's got himself down to 175 pounds. So he's worked very hard.
Okay, the whistle for the second's out, and Hirtle is just sitting in his corner. He wasn't going to make any move until the bell rang.
Well, he's going to save his energy.
Hirtle came out with a good solid right to the body, and
Hirtle landed a hard right hand to the body, and Wes kind of has him in a headlock. They exchange punches there, and kind of awkward. You'll see them get tangled quite a bit because you've got a southpaw in there.
Hirtle smiles at Rowe when he had the headlock on him. It appears that both fighters want to stay in close.
Yes, they do.
They get at long range, it may be just a bloodbath.
A lot of punches being thrown right now. Wes is letting some go from all over, and he's landed a couple.
Landed a good left to the chest there. Another overhand right that didn't seem to land.
Both fighters are ducking very well and making the other fighter miss. Hirtle just dug a couple good punches into the body.
Minute and a half to the end of round 2. Lionel Sullivan is the third man in the ring for this fight. Wes Rowe is a very popular person here in Brantford.
Yes, he is. He's a very colorful individual. Strong, and he's keeping his hands up while there. He landed a hard right hand to the belly. Wes ducks under the next couple of punches. Might have hurt Wes a little bit.
Fans will have to remember that Don Hirtle is ranked number 3 in Canada in the light heavyweight division, and that's the division that Gary Summerhays was champion in. Good exchange by Hirtle, and Rowe is coming back.
Wes snuck a couple good punches to the body in there. Hirtle got warm for to keep him up.
End of round 2. Gary, I think that it's anybody's fight. Hirtle may have had a little edge for that particular.
Hirtle was a little more aggressive. Wes landed his share of punches also, but I think Hirtle was a little more aggressive there, and it was very close.
There's a possibility that if you were still fighting, that Don Hirtle might be in the same ring as you down the road?
Yes, he's a light heavy, and he's ranked, I believe, 3rd in Canada, so if I was still fighting, he definitely would be, I'd likely have to fight him.
You're looking at Don Hirtle, his manager giving him some instructions, and he is himself giving him a drink.
Helping himself to a drink.
Yeah. Hirtle seems to leave the chair at the very last second. He doesn't want to get up and...
No, he doesn't waste any energy, and he doesn't need to.
He's up now, and we're into round 3. And Hirtle again went right at Rowe.
Come right out and landed that right hand.
Fighters right above us now. Wes Rowe in the red trunks, Don Hirtle in the black trunks. And Wes Rowe, as we mentioned earlier, Gary, resembles the actor Bronson very much, facially resemblance.
Yes, and you'll see a lot of facial expressions from Wes in a fight too. He's smiling in there, laughing, he's frowning, but he really enjoys fighting. He just enjoys what he's doing.
Wes Rowe fighting out of almost a crouch position where Hirtle is a stand-up fighter. Less than a minute and a half left in round two, round three.
Working very hard in there. Hirtle is now pushing, he's using his strength, and he's pushing Wes back and punching him. Wes is coming back with his punches too. Hirtle just landed a hard right hand to the belly there.
Hirtle definitely having a good round.
Hirtle's working in there. Missed with a wild punch there.
Rowe just got hit again with that right.
Straight right hand. There's a right hand to the belly. Hirtle is punching very sharp right now. Wes is going to have to land a solid punch to get his respect. He's starting to walk right into Wes.
Smiles at Hirtle after that exchange.
He didn't hurt Wes at all, but he's thrown a lot of punches. Wes has got to come out of it with some punches.
Oh. He was caught there. Very good round, Gary. I would have to say that the edge has to be given to Don Hirtle in that particular round.
Yes, Hirtle looked very sharp in that round. He was very aggressive and very strong and punching away with both hands. He landed some pretty good punches that round.
We can get in and have a shot of Don Hirtle. He just seems to be taking everything in stride. It's like that, you know, there's nothing around him at all. Don't bother me. I'm all ready to go. Just let me at him.
Yes, he conserves his energy. He's very calm in the corner. That's what you have to be. There's no sense wasting yourself. You need every ounce of energy when you're in there fighting. And Wes is a very awkward person to fight, and he can make you look bad, and Hirtle knows this.
You watch Hirtle now as he'll sit on that stool until the very last second before the bell goes. Now, Rowe is up, but Hirtle is still sitting on his stool. There he goes. Always waits to the last minute. We're into round four, the sixth rounder. The light heavyweight division between Don Hirtle of Toronto, third ranked in Canada, and Brantford's Wes Rowe. Each round, Gary, when it starts, Don Hirtle seems to come out with a good right to the body or to the head.
Well, he's been able to land his right hand on Wes, Wes being a southpaw. But Wes just landed a couple good shots there, and I don't think it hurt Hirtle too much, but
I think it's giving Rowe a little confidence, though. Oh, Hirtle came back and gave him a shot.
Hirtle landed a pretty good right hand there, but Wes kind of just shook it off. They're talking to each other in there. Wes is saying something. mess with hooks there.
That's right. Hirtle almost took Rowe off his feet.
Yeah, he pushed him into the ropes there, lifted him right up in the air. Oh, he landed a hard right hand there.
A very strong fighter, Hirtle.
Hirtle's very strong, very aggressive.
Less than a minute and a half to go in round 4.
Hirtle's landing quite a few punches, some pretty good punches too. Wes is going to have to start punching back or moving. Hirtle just landed a hard right hand.
Good exchange.
Yes, and Wes very awkwardly landed about 3 punches there in the head. Hirtle's very strong inside.
Just cannot seem to get inside of Hirtle's guard.
No, Hirtle's keeping his hands up and blocking punches and punching out of a crouch, and he's very strong.
There's the end of the round. The crowd is giving both fighters a good round of applause. It's been a very entertaining fight. If I had to pick a winner at this point, I would say that Hirtle has to get the edge. He seems to be carrying the fight. Wes Rowe is getting his licks in, so to speak, but Hirtle still is a very classy fighter, and I guess that's why he's ranked number 3 in Canada.
Yes, he's a very good fighter. He knows what he's doing in there, and as you've noticed, he conserves his energy at all times, works hard when he's in there, and then saves himself, and that's what a good, smart fighter does. He's well conditioned, he's in good shape.
Well, we are getting some instructions, or at least Hirtle is. And again, you'll watch him sit on the stool until the bell rings. He's not going to get up and be ready. There he goes.
Well, they banged into each other. Hirtle kind of gave Wes his left shoulder, and Wes ran into it. Wes has come out fairly aggressive here.
Yes, Rowe seems to be picking up the pace.
Wes has landed that right hook of his into the ribs. Now Hirtle come back and landed a couple punches.
This was the kind of fight that Frank Bricker predicted, that it would be a bit of a knockdown, drag him out, and as he called it, a great, great fight.
Yes, very entertaining fight for the spectator. It's a very tough fight for the fighter.
Still very polished, but I know that he knows he's been in a fight.
Yes, Wes has landed a couple punches awkwardly, and he doesn't look as sharp as Hirtle, but he does get the job done at times.
Conditioning is starting to show a little, Gary. Wes seems to be slowing down a bit, maybe getting a second win. In the meantime, Hirtle keeps coming on.
Yeah, Hirtle's fought the same all the way through. Wes is covering up and fighting defensively and maybe trying to catch a second win now. And with Hirtle, there's no let-up. He's just right on you and throwing punches from all angles.
It would appear to me that Wes Rowe is falling behind on points. And
Wes just landed a couple good punches there.
He did. He's going to have to land a few more if he's going to win this fight.
Yes, he's got it. He's behind right now.
Hirtle is really going after him. top of the head, a right shot. Rowe smiles at Hirtle.
It's a grueling fight. Both fighters are throwing hard punches. Hirtle's throwing a lot more of them, but Wes is landing one every once in a while and getting Hirtle's getting his respect there.
Approximately 20 seconds to go to the end of this round. Wes was hit and hurt. A shot to the body hurt Wes Rowe.
Was hurt with a shot to the body, but before the round ended, he landed a pretty good punch to the head there.
Well, the fans seem to be enjoying this fight. You're having a good look at Wes Rowe. He knows he's been in a fight tonight, but he's been in the same ring against this same Don Hirtle before, and I don't know whether I mentioned it, Gary, but apparently he lost a few months ago on a split decision to Hirtle.
Yes, a very close fight, and it just said Hirtle finished up a little stronger just in the last round, just enough to win the fight.
This is the final round.
This should be a very interesting round.
Wes Rowe knows what he has to do. He's got to come out boxing. Here's the final round, touching in the gloves.
Hirtle's come out very aggressively, and he wants to win this round to win the fight, and Wes is going to have to get aggressive now.
Rowe is having difficulty being aggressive because Hirtle just keeps coming.
Yes, he won't give him a chance. He doesn't let him have a chance to set up, and he keeps punching, and it's very hard to fight. Very good shape and very strong.
Good exchange by both fighters.
Hirtle leans in with a right hand, lands it.
A lunge by Rowe, and he actually connected, but then Hirtle threw about 3 quick ones.
Hirtle is a pretty fast puncher, a faster puncher than he doesn't look like he would be, but he gets his punches off in a hurry. Hirtle's in very good shape also. Wes covered up nicely there and made Hirtle mess with a left hook, but Hirtle's right back on top of him, throwing more punches.
We got less than a minute and a half to the end of this fight. 6 rounds, the light heavyweight division between Brantford's Wes Rowe and Toronto's Don Hirtle. Hirtle is ranked number 3 in Canada. Both fighters are throwing an awful lot of leather now.
Yes, they're both trying to take each other out with one punch now. And
Wes knows what he has to do, but whether he can do it or not, I'm not sure. Hirtle doesn't want to stay back from him. He just wants to keep coming. Oh, he caught him. Hirtle caught Rowe coming in. Missed a haymaker there, Gary.
Yes, he missed with the right hand, and Wes countered with a right hook of his own to the belly.
Less than 30 seconds to the end of this fight.
Hirtle just landed a right hand. Didn't seem to hurt Wes at all. Wes comes back.
Not going to be a knockdown.
Punches were thrown. A very, very good fight.
It was a very good, very entertaining fight, Gary.
Hirtle's a well-conditioned, very strong fighter.
Both fighters shaking hands with referee Lionel Sullivan, really, who had very little to do. It was a good, clean fight. There wasn't too much infighting, really, as far as clinching.
No, they stayed, even though they got in close, they didn't tie each other up much. They stayed in there and threw punches. Wes said something and they're laughing. He just loves this fight game.
Here is the announcement for this fight. Number 3 in Canada, and he had just defeated Brantford's own Wes Rowe. And it was a very, very good fight, but it seemed right from the outset that the third-ranked contender, or the third-ranked boxer in Canada, commanded the fight, took the fight to Rowe, and in all cases seemed to have the better punches, seemed to be able to carry the fight, and without really any difficulty. I don't believe that he hurt Rowe at any time, but he just outboxed him. So Donnie Hirtle from Toronto is the winner, and we're hoping to have Don Hirtle over here just to have him say a few words. He right now is making his way this way. Just get this out. Donnie Hirtle, congratulations on the fight.
Thanks very much.
Certainly you're a very aggressive boxer. You took the fight to Wes Rowe and obviously did the job.
Well, you know, when you're boxing a fella like Wes, he's so unorthodox that you really can't set up, you can't fight the way you like to fight, so you gotta kind of wait and see what he does and then take the fight from there.
Did he hurt you at any time, Don?
No, I was stunned a couple of times.
Just turn around here and have a look at the camera when you're talking.
I was stunned a couple of times, not what I would consider seriously hurt. When I'm stunned a couple of seconds, I clear right up and I'm right back in the fight again.
Okay, several months ago you fought Wes Rowe in Toronto, and was that fight anything like this fight?
It was nothing like this fight at all. As I said, when you fight Wes, he changes up so much, you just have to take every fight as it comes.
Well, you only beat him in Toronto on a split decision, but you certainly beat him on a unanimous decision tonight.
Well, it was a very tough fight. I think Wes is a hell of an athlete, and I can't take anything away from him.
Don Hirtle, you're ranked number 3 in Canada. Number 2 in Canada.
Number 2 light heavyweight, yeah.
Right, all right, number 2. So then you're due for a title shot. When do you expect to get this?
Well, I've been sparring with Roddy McDonald for the last week, getting him ready for his upcoming title fight, and I don't expect to be challenging Roddy for the title for maybe another 6 months to a year. I want to make sure when I fight Roddy that I'm ready, because he punches like a mule kicking downhill, and I want to make sure I'm ready for him.
Okay, one last question. I noticed that you sit on your stool until the very last minute. You're a little different than most fighters. Any reason for that?
Oh, sure. I like to get every available second of rest that I can possibly get.
You look like you're so nonchalant in the ring.
Thanks very much.
Look it, you better get to the shower. Again, congratulations on your win over Wes Rowe, and good luck to you toward that championship bout.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, Don Hirtle, ranked number 2. My correction, I've been saying number 3 all along, but he's ranked number 2, corrected by Don Hirtle himself in all of Canada, and eventually he's going to have a shot at the title with Roddy, currently held by Roddy McDowell. And now we've got another fighter coming in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wes Rowe. Wes? Gonna have a little drink there, right? Wes, it's too bad that you lost a fight. You put up a tremendous fight.
I tried to tire him, but he's in good shape.
He is in good shape. He seemed to be coming at you all the time.
Yeah, that was his idea, you know, because he thought I'd box him, but I thought I'd do just what I did, is crowd him until he got tired, but he just didn't tire. He got stronger, in fact, towards the end.
Do you think that big layoff for a number of years has hurt you at all in your fighting career?
Not really.
Let's have a look around here at the cameras, right there.
Well, I feel a lot better now than what I figured I would have then, but who's to know? Yeah. The layoff, it's got to hurt everybody. Now I'm older, and it's a lot harder for me to stay in shape and get back to the real boxing habits. I'm just not used to that. You know, I like to do what I want to do.
I asked Don Hirtle about the fight tonight and comparing it to the fight that you had with him in Toronto that you were beaten on a split decision. He said it was a totally different fight. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, well, I boxed him there, and I switched a lot, and I stayed away from him and stood back at his most powerful range, but then it was better for me then. I could hit him at pretty much any time I wanted to, but then again, he was in better shape in the later rounds and come on strong again. But I didn't expect it from him this time. Yeah, I thought I could overpower him, and I couldn't.
Okay, Wes Rowe, you were defeated by the second-ranked person in Canada now. He was a third, and he corrected me. He's ranked number 2. Now, what does that do to your career? Does that change what's going to happen because you've been beaten by him?
Nothing. I always get better fights when I lose anyway.
So you're going to...
I like, you know, the ranking would have did me good. I would have liked that, you know. That would have put me in a shot for maybe a title fight or something with McDonald. But I'll keep trying. I'll train harder.
Good for you. Wes Rowe, congratulations and good luck in the future.
Thank you.
Wes Rowe, our own Brantford Wes Rowe, who was defeated by Don Hirtle from Toronto in a very, very exciting fight. And Don Hirtle is very high ranked in the Canadian light heavyweight division. But Wes Rowe was beaten by him tonight. So now we have built ourselves up to the final bout of the evening, and of course that is the Canadian lightweight championship bout. John Summerhays, who holds the